What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? So, this is a video I've been promising, and I guaranteed Will isn't going to like this. Okay? This is a classic example of you shouldn't get involved in something when it has nothing to do with you. But, Will, you have a tendency of doing this. And so, what we're going to do is we're going to start off listening to Will's sob story. He's going to cry us a river. And I guess I don't know if, I'm sure he wants his side to feel sorry for him. I know I don't feel sorry for him. Of all the horrible things this man has done to people over the years, I just find it very hard to have any sympathy for someone like William Giannetti. But let's go ahead and get it started, and we'll get to the surprise here in a minute. You're going to see, and this isn't even to ZTB or anything, because those people will never see the truth. Those people will never understand that they've been lied to, even though I tried to warn them last year that that's what Will does. He brings people in. He tries to get you buttered up, warmed up, and he talks a good game. Let's not kid ourselves. He talks a good game. But a lot of what he says is just not true. So let's get started. And let's get into the Cry Me a River session.
You know what? In all honesty, when I was talking about my suicide attempt, okay?
Hard Boy
really
says it's the meds DH is taking. That's why he's always changing his mind. He admitted it in 2020.
That's what I like to, I think. I can't, confirm that. But that's pretty much the common consensus of what's going on with him. But when I was driven to that point, it wasn't even by him. It was a whole bunch of other things, and I would be lying if I said that this website didn't have anything to do with it. It did. And it was a fucking conversation that happened between who I considered to be, and I've never forgotten about this. And I'm being 100% candid right now. It was a video that Dallas did with one of my friends in real life, or I thought was a friend. I've never forgiven him for this. I don't know if he thinks so. Jesse, you guys know DCA, calling me a fucking drug addict.
Oh yeah, I don't
they just they fucking drive. I'm listening to this. I'm like, this is supposed to be my friend, and he's doing this to me because of a fucking
your
argument.
best friend.
He was never my best friend. That's an act he put on. He was a close friend.
Yeah.
Right?
Y'all see my best friends.
I've told him, like, I can never forgive you for that. But that shit still hurts me to this fucking day that they did that. There's nothing you could do. You ruined me in the fucking court of public opinion. Regardless if I care for these people or not, you call me a fucking drug addict? I am not a fucking drug addict.
Boo-hoo, Will. Boo-hoo. You got called a drug addict. How many times have you come on this website and accused Remington Blake Williams of abusing steroids with no proof, with no fact, no documents, nothing to back it up? The countless times you have accused people of things. And see, this is what you like to do. You don't tell people your history, the things you have done. You sit here and cry this little sob story and leave certain facts out. But that's why I'm here. You wanted to bring me up. You wanted to get me involved in your bullshit. And that's why I'm here. Because you have accused people of being things as well. Shit, you accused me of lying about my mom passing away. Remember all that? How many times have you falsely accused people of things that were just so, basically, like you crossing a line you should never cross? You accused Cabal of being a troll account, never proved that it was him. You have pushed so many people away by being a garbage friend, just by being a piece of human trash. So you sitting there crying like a little bitch, it's rich.
But they did that. I'm like, fuck, man, this is my own friend doing this to me, on top of everything else in my personal life that was going on at that time. It was a very fucking bad period. I'm not going to get into specifics about it. But when I'm going on YouTube trying to fucking entertain people and fucking whatever. And then that happens. I was like, fuck. You know what? Fuck it. And I fucking did it. And, you know, by the grace of fucking God, I'm still here.
Oh, you're still here, but it's clear to anybody with a set of eyes and a set of ears that you're a miserable motherfucker. Like, and you've made it your mission to try and make other people equally as miserable as you are. So, I mean, I'm not going to go low like you would and say maybe you should have died that day. Maybe you should have just went on straight to hell where you belong. But clearly you're a miserable son of a bitch.
But those two, hey, if this is you listening to it for the first fucking time, yes, you had a lot to do with that. But I'm still here, and don't worry about it. I don't want you to feel sorry for me. I don't want your fucking sympathy either. I don't want it, because I'm still here, and guess what? I'm a better fucking man because of it.
I mean, how do we know you're not just projecting, Will? How do we know that you didn't make up your whole suicide thing? I mean, if we're going to use your own logic against you and use your own style against you, anybody could easily sit here and say you didn't provide proof. There's no video. There's no anything other than your word. And anybody by now, well, anybody that's known you for 10 years knows your word is about as good as a used car salesman's word. Not good at all. You'll say anything. You'll try to sell yourself to anyone that'll buy it, that don't know about your past, that don't know about your history. So, I mean, honestly, would I put it past somebody like you to make up that sob story just for attention? I wouldn't. I really wouldn't put it past you at all. But, Will, you have such a terrible history online that what you said earlier about somebody ruining your reputation online, you do a good job of that yourself.
Everything that those motherfuckers say, I don't know if somebody still has that fucking video, but you listen to it, it's one of the most disgusting fucking things I've ever listened to. If you like, from an outside point of view, if you listen to it, that's how you would feel. Because I did not deserve any of that.
All right, so now we're going to send it over to Jesse, and he's going to respond to what Will has said about his suicide attempt, the pills, how it's Dallas and Jesse's fault. And, you know, I'm not going to lie, I reached out to Jesse, and because somebody needed to let the man know the things you were saying, Will. And here's the first of his response. He's got quite a few responses and things he wanted to respond to. So here's the first part.
So the first thing that he talked about was how, he was talking about how he almost killed himself with taking painkillers. And then soon thereafter, it led him to talking about why he did it. And the reason why he did it is because, like you told me that when me and Dallas is in that live, and I said that he had a quote-unquote drug addiction. Well, first of all, sure, I expanded the truth a little bit. There was some sort of addiction. I know for a fact that he would always ask his dad for these painkillers for whatever reason. I know he has problems with his shoulders. But I certainly did exaggerate the truth about his addiction to it, but he just took them a lot. I don't know what you want to call that, but and the reason why I was even in that stream in the first place and said these things is because prior to that, we were already like not seeing eye to eye. So he was talking a lot of shit about me, and I was told by several people that he was saying things about my children, and how I'm a bad father and all that stuff. So this is why I said this. I mean, you don't mess with a person's children. That's You talk about my kids, I'm going to bring it down guns a-blazing. Whatever I need to do. Do not talk shit about my kids. Don't ever say anything about my kids. I love my kids. I'm there for them. I work so much for them. With his track record, when he's mad at people, he just spews out shit all the time. I've heard it. I've seen it. And I wouldn't be surprised if it was true. All these years I wanted to believe it wasn't true. But that is the reason why I even said this stuff, the drug addiction thing and all that. But that stream with Dallas, you know, the thing about the pills and stuff, that wasn't all like a lie. Some of it was true, but not to the extent I said it was. And, you know, whatever. We became friends again. We made up. We talked it out. And we were ongoing friends until last year. And I don't know why. He just kind of dropped off the face of the earth. I think maybe because I disconnected myself from the drama of things. And, you know, a lot of people in my life that kind of never reached out. I kind of didn't reach out myself to, because it can't just be one way in a friendship. If you know what I'm saying, like, you reach out to me sometimes and I reach out to you sometimes about stuff, like all the chats we've had in recently. Like, Will was never a person to reach out to me and be like, hey, you want to hang out? It would always be me. And, you know, it just got to the point where I would ask him to hang out and he'd be like, yes. And then he'd make like a reason the very day not to come over or hang out. I have an ear infection or this or that, and then I'd see him live on Google Hangouts doing drama. It's like, I kind of know where my priorities as a friend lie.
And there were other things that have happened too that were seen live. You know, like I used to do like pay-per-view live reactions where he would be here and family members of mine were here. And there was one instance where I got questioned by one of my viewers, a close friend of mine, how he was acting towards one of my family members. And I think about it to this day. I was like, you know, I'm kind of like ashamed of myself and kick him out of my house. Because like he was very disrespectful to a young kid. And had I did that to one of his fucking relatives, the way that he presented it, that he would have easily fucking kicked me out of the house. And I didn't do it. And I'm kind of ashamed of myself for not doing it.
Then he started talking about some sort of thing with his family members or something. If he would have said something to my family members, I would have got kicked out of his house or my house or something. I was always respectful of his family, and I enjoyed their company. I want to set the record straight there as well. That I was always respectful of his family members.
Cost me my fucking job.
Wow.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Damn.
Cost me my fucking job. My friend.
Okay.
Right? My
Yeah,
friend.
so that he was having your friend.
I wasn't there. This happened to somebody prior to me.
That was
too.
a fucking lethal blow.
Yeah.
Oh my
This
god.
happened to somebody prior to me too. All right. This is why I don't talk to neither one of them actually, but you know, the one more so in the real life, I don't talk to anymore. And I've never fucking forgotten.
The next thing he brought up was he lost his job because of me, because I did something that I forced him to lose his job or something. I forget what exactly. I was kind of just skimming through and fast forwarding a lot. But to set the record straight on that, it was not me. I actually swear on my children's lives, swear on my life. I tried my damnedest for him to keep his job. For so long, I had to convince the supervisor, please don't get rid of him. He's having a hard time. The reason why Will was let go from our job is not because of anything I did. It's because of things that he did. And I know exactly the reasons why he was fired. The reason why he was fired is he was 20, 30 minutes late every day. When he was at work, he was on the laptop on, guess what? YouTube.com, watching drama, doing this, trying to join Google Hangouts at work, thinking, you know, the way he did it would go unnoticed, but it would be noticed definitely by our supervisor. And there was one day he went to break and he got pulled over for speeding. And he didn't get back from break for like 40 minutes. And that was the final straw because he was well known for coming in late, coming back from break late. You could tell he just didn't care. Even like the working, he just didn't care. Those things don't go unnoticed. It wasn't me. I always defended that guy at work, and I tried my damnedest. I even went to the HW person, which is the person that he was hired under, and I tried to give him another chance. But no, the supervisor was just completely done with Will and his tardiness and his poor work ethic there. That's the reason why he lost his job, not because of me. I had nothing to do with it.
And there you have it. He didn't have anything to do with you losing your job. It was because you were a sorry sack of shit, Will, and you're still a sorry sack of shit. You will never change. You will never grow up because you're a 42-year-old man that thinks the world owes him everything. You couldn't even appreciate the fact that your friend went to bat for you, fought for you to keep your job, even though you didn't deserve it. He still fought for you to keep your job. And as much shit as you've talked about people online who don't prioritize, you clearly were not prioritizing. If you put YouTube and the YWC drama above your own job, that just goes to show, Will, what a failure at life you are. And all the talking you've done, all these years you've done it for, it's really a shame. It's really sad. And you've been exposed. Not by some guy on the internet that's never met you. You always say that. You people don't know me in real life. You don't know me in real life. You don't really know what I'm like. Well, you've all just heard from someone who knows Will in real life, who knows what he's like. And sadly, that's what he's like. How are you going to sit there and blame this all on Jesse? Blame this all on your friend, who you have now thrown under the bus. All because of what? So you can get some sympathy points, so you can get pity. You don't deserve sympathy. You don't deserve pity. You deserve to be knocked the fuck out, if I'm being honest. You deserve to have your ass stomped into the fucking ground, to be honest, to be truthful. That's what you deserve. But there's one more thing that you said, Will. And I'm not even going to play it. I'm just going to say what you said. And I'm going to respond to it. You said something along the lines of, you just couldn't forgive Jesse. That, oh, you tried and this and that and yada, yada, yada. But you just couldn't forgive him. So does that mean when he apologized and you even said he was buying you things to try and to win you over, like he didn't know you shit. He didn't know you a damn thing. The fact that he was being nice and you have the audacity to talk shit now about that. I'm all leading up to this point that I'm going to make. In 2020, when you decided to take back your apology for the things that you had said about my mom, the tasteless, disrespectful things that you said, and I started calling your ass out on it, and you said, fuck my mom, fuck this, fuck that, fuck everything. And you said, no, the reason that you took the apology back wasn't because you didn't mean the apology, It was because I wasn't going to hold what you said about my mom over your head. And all the while, the whole damn time, in all of that, you were projecting that I was doing to you what you had been doing to Jesse for years. You pathetic, goddamn fucking loser. And that makes me sit here and not think, but know that whenever you come online, well, we already know you love the drama. We already know you love the attention. We already know you put it above and beyond anything else. That's why anytime drama's about me and there's a stream going on, you can jump right the fuck up and be right there, can't you now? Get the fuck out of here. You don't have a life. You're a fucking loser. You're not fighting for anything worth fighting for. You're just fighting to fight. Just arguing to argue. There's no greater cause. You're a piece of shit. You always have been, and you always will be. And when you finally do fucking die, one of these days, and you go to the pits of hell, and you realize it's all real, and you're burning for an eternity, understand this. It's what you fucking deserve, motherfucker. It is exactly what you deserve for all the torture and the torment and the shitty, horrible things you have said about people that are here and people that are not here. You think it's a damn wonder? You think it's just coincidence that 3 people in this community have died all on bad terms with your ass? At some point, the problem isn't everybody else. You point at Jesse in Dallas. At some point, there's a finger pointing right back at you. Because William Giannetti, or should I say William Jake Giannetti, the problem is you. And until you grow the fuck up, the problem is always going to be you. Always has and always will be you. Fuck you.